All right, guys. The fact that we're getting headlines like this and stories like this literally the day after an illegal and offensive war of aggression, which led to regime change, it really shows the moral collapse of the West and of the U.S. here. Like, it is astonishing how quickly these things came out. These fucking vultures. So look at this from Ben Norton. The capitalist vultures on Wall Street are already planning to pillage Venezuela like they did to Russia in the 1990s. Hedge funds and asset managers plan to travel to Venezuela to meet with the U.S. puppets put in power to sell off the country's assets for pennies on the dollar. So he links to a Wall Street Journal article here. Finance industry eyes investment opportunities in Venezuela. Some on Wall Street are already considering possible investment opportunities in Venezuela following the capture of Nicolas Maduro, according to Charles Myers, chairman of consulting firm Signum Global Advisors and a former head of investment advisory firm Evercore. Myers said in an interview he is planning a trip to Venezuela with officials from top hedge funds and asset managers to determine whether there are investment prospects in the country under new leadership. The trip will feature about 20 officials from the finance, energy, and defense sectors, among others, Myers said. The tentative plan is for the group to travel to Venezuela in March and meet with the new government, including the new president, finance minister, energy minister, economy minister, head of the central bank, and the Caracas Stock Exchange. So, by the way, we don't even know what the official government is right now. We don't even know. They illegally kidnapped Maduro, and then I guess they left the VP in control, but the VP is, was trusted by Maduro, is definitely a left-winger. And so is she going to be the leader, or are they operating under the assumption that Maria Corina Machado is going to be installed as a puppet, even though she doesn't have the backing of the military? Like, I genuinely and sincerely don't know, unless they know something we don't, which maybe they do because they're Wall Street insiders, right? And they own the government. But they're acting like, oh, we already know, we're going to go talk to these people, and we're going to get our fucking grubby, greedy little fucking paws in and get a piece of the action. So as I told you, huge part of this is oil. Huge part of this is oil. But another big part of it is minerals. Another big part of it is precious metals. There's already speculation about some, like, silver smelting thing that JP Morgan is cut in on that deal. And so you already have the economic royalists, the money changers, as FDR called them. They're already getting in on this. And this is, without a doubt, imperialist, colonialist exploitation. This is terrorism. This is looting. This is pillaging. And Marco Rubio flipped the truth on its head because he said, oh, we're looking out for the people of Venezuela. We want them to get the proceeds of their wealth. It's literally the exact opposite. Under this government that they had, the oil was nationalized. It was the people's oil. Now, what they're saying is, no, we're going to privatize it, and we're going to let, U.S. billionaires and U.S. oil companies get the wealth from it. And so this is, I've never seen the fact that we rolled the clock back to like 1800 style rank imperialism and colonialism. It is an astonishing thing to see. And then you have a guy as dumb as Trump leading the way, and he blurts out the truth every other minute. He kind of, I got the oil companies ready. They can't wait to go. There's video of him going back to CPAC during the Iraq war days going, they should have stolen the oil. To the victor go the spoils. I always say, to the victor go the spoils. He said it about Syria. He said, we're occupying a third of Syria to take the oil. That's what we're doing. We're going to take the oil. He literally said it in 2023 about Venezuela. He said, oh, I was so close to overthrowing that government. We would have taken that oil. That's what we would have taken that oil. So on Wall Street, they're having a party. On Wall Street, they're having a fucking orgy. And by the way, how disturbing is it that it appears like that movie Eyes Wide Shut was a documentary? You look at all the Epstein files and you look at the Epstein emails and you're looking at it going, holy shit, Eyes Wide Shut was absolutely like a documentary. There is, as Ro Khanna calls them, the Epstein class, this like billionaire class and their lackeys. There are in like these secret communities, there's this disturbing cabal where they, grape underage women, and there's human trafficking, and there's fucking illegal regime change, and there's, as Epstein was involved in, trafficking weapons too. And these people are involved in regime change and wars, and then they steal the natural resources and profit off of it as they immiserate and exploit and leave in poverty all the people in their country when it's their natural resources under their own feet, and they're just going to fucking steal it. A bunch of assholes in suits and ties on Wall Street. Like, it happened like this. It happened like this. The profiteering off of this. So it is astonishing. We don't even know what's going to happen from here. Is there going to be a civil war? Is the VP going to stay in charge? Is Trump also going to try to bomb this person and murder this person? Are they going to try to put in Maria Corina Machado because Trump already seemed to throw her under the bus? Nobody knows. Nobody knows. But what Wall Street does know is they're open for business. And like I said, the oil is a big part of this. Did I tell you? I think I told you in a previous segment. Citgo, which used to be part of the Venezuelan state oil company, Citgo, there was a forced sale of it in the U.S. to Paul Singer. Paul Singer is an ultra-Zionist, MAGA right-wing billionaire. So they forced the sale of basically the Venezuelan state oil company to a U.S. billionaire, and now he's going to do the infrastructure upgrades, and he is going to extract the wealth. And you got all these people, hey, how can I get in on the precious metals? How can I get in on the minerals? How can I get in on the oil? And anybody who tells you that that's not what this is about is a fucking liar. Anybody who believes this is about drugs is a fucking liar. We've told you 1,000 times, literally zero fentanyl, zero, comes from Venezuela. Well, that's the drug that's leading to the overdose crisis in this country. And by the way, the overdoses are falling because of Joe Biden, because he made naloxone over the counter, and that saved countless lives. There's about 80,000 people that die from overdose, but it's mostly from fentanyl. Fentanyl does not come from there at all. It's like less than 5% of the drugs that come into this country come from Venezuela. Less than 5%. So they said it's about drugs. Of course it's not about drugs. Everybody knows it's not about drugs, right? And they couldn't make an argument of like, oh my God, Maduro is about to attack Louisiana. They didn't even bother to try. And so what did they do? Half the time they blurted out the truth and said, we need that oil. We're going to get that oil. We're going to get that oil. And so the moral collapse of the West is complete. The ethical collapse of the West is complete. All the high-minded values and ideals that we lied to ourselves about for a generation, where you say, oh, we're the world policemen, we care about human rights, we care about justice, we care about equality, like all that stuff. We care about freedom, we're fighting for freedom, we're fighting for liberty. All that stuff, flush it down the toilet. It was bullshit then, it's even more clearly bullshit now. Because now, you get almost like a comical figure, like a comic book villain, just goofy-ass evil character like Trump. He just rips the mask right off the empire and makes it clear. But the most disturbing part is he would pretend half the time like he's against the regime change wars when he was on the campaign trail. Now he's in there. He cannot stop bombing countries, doing wars, fighting for regime change. Now he's threatening to do the same in Colombia and Cuba. He's threatening to bomb Mexico. He's threatening to steal Greenland. Now he feels emboldened. He feels emboldened now. So we are right back to sphere of influence imperialist politics. We're right back to what's called geopolitical realism. Hey, I get to control my whole area around me. And Russia, you can take Ukraine, you control the area around you. We rolled the clock back, 1800 style imperialism and colonialism. It's naked, it's right there for everybody to see. And you got these fucking disgusting, decrepit, cretinous little vultures who could not wait to pick at the carcass of Venezuela. And they don't give a fuck. If you massively increase the poverty rate from what it is now, they wouldn't fucking lose a wink of sleep, these Wall Street goons. As long as their fucking, profile goes up, they love it. They love their portfolio. I mean, they'll love it. They'll fucking love it. They don't care. They're about money. They're about wealth. They're about power. They're about exploiting. They're about extorting. They're about profit above all else. And we all have to deal with the fucking fallout. So it's my tax money and your tax money. Instead of your government fighting to lower inflation, fighting to lower unemployment, fighting for better jobs or higher wages or healthcare for everybody or paid vacation time. Instead of your government fighting for you, what is Donald Trump doing? More illegal wars and regime changes so that he can help out the Epstein class. He can help out the billionaire class. And by the way, I'm sure he'll get a taste too. Don't get it twisted. He'll get a percentage of that Venezuelan oil, without a doubt. So this is as disturbing as anybody could imagine, except maybe even worse than that. And they already, literally a day after the abduction and the kidnapping of a sovereign leader of another country, regime change, total fucking chaos, totally illegal. The day after, Wall Street's like, let's fucking get it. But again, nobody should be surprised because these are the same assholes that you read stories like every year. Oh, this iconic business that's, been in business for decades. It just got taken over by private equity. And then what happens? Inevitably, within 5 years, anything taken over by private equity goes bankrupt. Everybody gets fired. Everybody loses their job. We're looking at the mass financialization of the U.S. economy. It harvests these companies for profits for billionaires, and all the workers get screwed. All the regular people get screwed. That's what this country is becoming. This hyper-capitalist dystopian reality. Private equity comes in and fucking gobbles up what remains of the profits and spits everybody out and destroys them in their lives. That's what it is. And now you see private equity getting more involved in healthcare, for example. You see them getting more involved in iconic American companies. Rest in peace to those companies, because they ain't fucking coming back. That's what these people do. This is a destructive force. Marx was right when he talked about the nature of capitalism and how capitalism effectively ends up destroying itself. The contradictions within it ends up destroying itself. And we're witnessing it right now. This is late-stage capitalism. And so now you have the greedy, disgusting, narcissistic, naked wars for natural resources and profit and power and exploitation. This is in the nature of the capitalist system. This is what it looks like. This is the end stage. This is the late-term version of it. And it's only going to get worse from here, y'all. Hey, y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop. And watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.